Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. Now we're starting to see some green lights in the color guard optimism coming back into the markets. I know it got a little choppy there after the election, but hey, looks like we're going to continue forward, and it looks like we're actually going to get a Santa rally. So tonight's presentation, I actually scoured the internet, got the 20 top trendiest stocks on the internet. So these are stocks that you probably own or stocks you might be interested about. We're just going to break down the charts and see if opportunities are presenting themselves in any of these stocks. So if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. Now, these stocks are in order by VST, overall value, safety, and timing. So the stocks appearing first in the charts will be the ones with the highest overall value, safety, and timing. We got HIMS, phenomenal stock. You see hitting a brand new high as of yesterday. Price action up again today at $31.57. Look at the valuation. We valued this stock less than $5 just a few months ago. Now the valuation comes in at $20.87. The valuation up 400% just in the last 6 months. And with a growth rate of 47%, sales growth rate 77%. I love this stock, I love this company, and I feel that it's going much higher. Here we have NVIDIA. I did the breakout a few weeks ago. Now, if you notice, price action from its high a few days ago is retracing back to this trend line here, currently sitting at 135.12 with price action right at this trend line and possibly about to break this upward trend line, showing us that this upward trend could be coming to an end. But with the growth rate of 50%, sales growth rate at 94%, NVIDIA undervalued as far as a long-term investment. NVIDIA, great company. But if you're trading NVIDIA or if you're thinking about taking profits with price action breaking this upward trend line, now might not be the worst time to consider protecting profits. VRT, this is a stock that I've mentioned on the channel several times over the last few months. You can see price action, a lot of momentum to the upside, 3, 8, and 20-day EMAs, all in our favor, currently trading at $132. Now, I will say this, we do value the stock at $73, so it's trading at a premium. But as far as any optimism, the value is on the rise. So if you do get an overvalued position, I'd like to at least see value continue to rise, which we do see here ever so slightly. Now, as far as the forecasted data, double digits across the board here. Sales growth rate, 19%. Earnings growth rate, 33%. If we looked at the forecasted EPS, earnings per share, on the rise over the last 12 months. Buy ratings, this stock I love. All right, SMCI, I told you we're going to talk about hot stocks that you are interested in. You can see the sell rating, but look at this. Buy rating flashed just a few days ago. The stock is undervalued right now. We all know about the accounting irregularities, the investigation. But look at price action, flirting with this downward trend line. If price action can get above this trend line here, I do see the moving averages are in our favor. So from a technical standpoint, I do see the momentum there. But I'd like to see some confirmation here. This is a very volatile stock, very news-driven stock. I'd like to see price action break above this trend line, just giving me some confirmation. But as far as the forecasted data, it's phenomenal. 46% sales growth rate, 143%. But again, it's SMCI. We all know about the news going around with this position, some of its accounting irregularities. So if you're going to get into this stock, again, just expect volatility. Now, I did a video on SoFi almost a year ago, and the stock didn't really do anything. But over the last 4 months, it is phenomenal. I mean, look at the momentum here. 45-degree angle to the upside, currently trading at $15.67. I don't like our valuation has stayed flat, so I'm going to play this more of a technical standpoint. You see the 3, 8, and 20 all in our favor right now. As far as the forecast data, 33%. Earnings growth rate, sales growth rate, 31%. So I can see why the momentum is there, but the stock is just clearly overvalued, and with the valuation not trickling up like price action is, that does have me concerned. So again, just stick to the moving averages, use a trend line, some kind of trailing stop, capture profits in this momentum. Palantir, beautiful chart. This is Glenn's favorite stock here. Looks like it's about to hit a brand new high as of today, 66.47. Got a little gap up this morning. The high comes in as of yesterday at $67.88. But look at price action over the last 6 months. Lower left, upper right. Not very volatile in between, a couple pullbacks, but every time it pulled back, the stock kept going higher. I love what I see here. Earnings per share on the rise, growth rate 25%, sales growth rate 30%. But I will notice this, growth rate in earnings, if you see here, it is starting to halter down. It was at 28%, and now we're closing at, looks like 24%. So the earnings growth rate is starting to slow down. But as far as the momentum is still there. My only concern is just the valuation. We value the stock under $10. I realize DFIN has been a very popular ETF mentioned on the channel quite a bit here. Here's a stock in the aerospace and defense system, Archer Aviation. Look at this. High flyer here is $3 just a couple weeks ago. Now it's $7.42. We take a look at our valuation, 95 cents. So this is clearly playing off the technicals here. I've got a 3, 8, and 20 day. You can see all the momentum in the favor of the bulls right now. Earnings per share on the rise. Looks like it's trying to head to positive territory here, but still negative right now. Growth rate earnings, -7. Sales growth rate, 0. So that being said, Archer Aviation, this is clearly just playing the momentum here. Use some moving averages, use a trailing stop, something to capture profits. And if you're looking for confirmation, I'd take out the high from 2 days ago here by about at least 10 cents. The high's at $7.90. I'd say $8 for confirmation. Another high flying stock, Rocket Lab. Look at this price action, $25.78. We value the stock 87 cents. I know this is a very trendy stock online. Now, this is Aerofence into space, but look at the stock here. Phenomenal moves here. Went from $5, now $25. A lot of momentum to the upside here. Again, play this based off the technicals. The fundamentals is telling me the stock is way overvalued here. If we look at the growth rate and earnings, 6%, sales growth rate 55% here. And look at the earnings per share is negative right now. So the company is not making money. Therefore, again, this is a momentum trade. Stay disciplined, and there can be money to be made. Here we've got a crypto miner, Mara. I don't like the valuation dropping while price action is rising, giving us a bearish divergence. So not going to play this off the fundamentals, solely the technicals here. You can see the moving averages in our favor. Buy ratings across the board starting to appear more frequently. But look at the forecast data. It is dropping off here. Growth rate and earnings and the sales growth rate on the decline over the last 6 months. Again, I'm much more a fan of IBIT and the spot ETFs rather than playing the miners. Here we've got Tesla over the last 6 months. Price action on the rise, moving averages in our favor. If you're in this position, you see the 3 converging closer to the 8-day. So again, just got to ask yourself if you want to take some profits while Tesla is currently trading near highs. Now, Tesla overvalued, RT above 1, EPS on the decline, growth rate on the decline, sales growth rate. Fundamentally, the company is mixed, overvalued. So I'm going to play this off the technicals. As long as price action remains above that 20-day EMA, give a little wiggle room for some volatility, I'd be bullish on Tesla. Now, I've talked about IONQ a couple weeks ago. This stock, high flying stock. I mean, again, $5 not too long ago. The stock's trading at $31 currently. We value the stock $1.75. That being said, clearly momentum trade. This is not a valuation trade. If we look at earnings per share, negative. Growth rate, -5%. The only thing positive here is sales growth rate, 102%. So we're going to stick to the technicals, but as long as that 3 is above the 8 and those 2 are above the 20-day EMA, momentum's to the upside and money is to be made for the bulls. Now here's another aerospace and defense company, Joby Aviation. You can see a new high achieved just a few trading sessions ago. Momentum to the upside. But again, we're seeing a lot with these aerospace and defense companies here. Overvalued. Look at this. The valuation here, 94 cents. So there's a lot of momentum in these low price, high flying stocks in the aerospace and defense industry. But again, you're playing off the technicals, not the fundamentals. The fundamentals just are not there. These companies are overvalued and the forecast data, not the greatest. Now, here's a stock that had a lot of momentum not too long ago, but look at the momentum now starting to pick back up, moving averages in our favor. This is SoundHound AI company. NVIDIA does have a partnership with this company. That's why you've probably heard of it before. Sales growth rate, 89%. Earnings growth rate, 7%. I like the momentum here, but look, the stock is overvalued. Our valuation remains flat, not seeing much optimism there. Earnings per share is negative. So with the company being overvalued, not making money, solely going to focus on the technicals when it comes to SoundHound AI. I noticed it was a little bit of a bottom fishing opportunity here in September and October, but it looks like a good time to, potentially take some profits if you did do some bottom fishing here. The moving average is rolling over, currently trading at $13.60. We see valuation kind of everywhere, but the stock is overvalued. Earnings per share, pretty flat right now. As we take a look at growth rate and earnings, 23%, sales growth rate, 129%. Now, this is a new stock that I've added to my list here, UAMY, US Antimony. You can see the descending channel here, broke the channel. Look at momentum taking off to the upside, moving averages in our favor, went from a sell rating to a hold rating here. So we're seeing some of that momentum to the downside starting to wane. RT back in favorable territory. Earnings per share as well in favorable territory. Growth rate earnings is on the rise, still at negative 9% though. Sales growth rate positive. As far as this position, I'm just playing the breakout of the descending channel. As long as the momentum stays in the bull's favor, I'm playing it to the upside. Now, as we get to the bottom of the list, you're seeing some of these trendy stocks not do so well. One of them being Plug. You can see the valuation and price action both on the decline, exactly what I do not like. I'm not a fan of Plug here. You see RT relative timing, the technicals just not in our favor for the most part over the last 6 months. Earnings per share negative here, so the company is not making money. Growth rate negative, sales growth rate negative 13. I can't get behind Plug. I know it's a trendy stock. I know it's a clean energy company, but just not seeing the momentum there, just not seeing any kind of enthusiasm when it comes to the forecasted data. So let's take a look. Here's another one, Rivian Auto Truck. Rivian, this might actually be a great bottom fishing opportunity. You see price action on the decline for several months in a row, but look at this, moving averages finally starting to turn around, give us some momentum for the bulls here. But like a lot of the stocks in this list today, overvalued. But hey, with growth rate at 4%, sales growth rate mixed at negative 35%. Again, I'm playing this off the technicals here, maybe just some bottom fishing here. The stock was trading around $18 at its highs. Now it's trading at $11.71. So there might just be some room to run here. Here we've got IQ. The stock is undervalued right now. It's an e-commerce company, but look at valuation on the decline. We do have sell ratings here. I know this has been a trendy stock on the internet, but I just can't get behind it with price action on the decline over the last 6 months. Moving average is still not in our favor. Forecasted data negative in both earnings and sales growth rate. Just can't get behind the stock. Here we've got Lucid. Now, if you're thinking about doing some bottom fishing on this EV company, we see the 3 just crossed below the 8, but I can't really get that enthused about it. I'd like to see price action get above the 20-day EMA, remain above it. Then I could get a little bit more enthused about doing some bottom fishing here with RT. Such unfavorable territory. You can see the momentum clearly in the Bears' favor. Earnings per share are still negative. Growth rate 4%. Sales growth rate 45%. So they are positive. So I do like this better than Plug. But looking at Lucid here, I'd like to see price action. I need to see a little bit more enthusiasm. Just want to see price action get it back above that 20-day EMA. Now the last stock for this evening, we've got NEO. That's right, NEO. I know we've had a lot of aerospace and defense, a lot of EV companies. That tends to be the type of stocks that are trending on the internet right now. But look at this, price action lower than it was 6 months ago. Moving averages not in our favor. Sale rating. So if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to get NEO on a discount. It was trading at $8. Yeah, the momentum's still to the downside. The stock still greatly overvalued. We don't even value the stock, not even $1, 80 cents. We take a look at growth rate and earnings 12, sales growth rate negative 1%. NEO, this is just another trending stock I just can't get behind. All right, VV Nation, hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation. Again, with the Santa rally potentially starting as we speak, I wanted to just go over the top trendiest stocks, 20th trendiest stocks on the internet and point you in the right direction. We saw a lot of the stocks not very good winners, a lot of them being overvalued. So play the technicals, don't get emotionally attached to these positions. Make money during the Santa rally, and let's move on. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's presentation, and I will see you tomorrow evening. Good night. All right, VV Nation, go ahead and get your casseroles and your deviled eggs ready. Thanksgiving is fastly approaching. Hard to believe, I know. Black Friday also approaching, as we all know. Now, that's right, VectorVest, we got a special offer for you. So if you want world-class analysis at an affordable price for the holidays, 30-day trial, only 99 cents. To take advantage of this offer, just go to vectorvest.com/YT.